Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhusitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabidam Ujwalam Varatanum Yanvidam Sundaram Mande Vishwaguruncha Divyad Bhagavat Premno Vibija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchanda Varanam Balarka Shelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shridaram Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyabhya Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Antya-lila, chapter 8, Ramachandra Puri criticizes the Lord. Verse number 1. Tambande Krishna Chaitanyam Ramachandra Puri Bayat Lokika Harata Swamyo Bhikshanam Samako Chayat. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who reduced his eating due to fear of the criticism of Ramachandra Puri. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Karuna Sindhu Avatar Brahma Shivarika Bhaje Charana Jahar. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the incarnation of the ocean of mercy. His lotus feet are worshipped by demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Jaya Jaya Avaduta Chandra Nityananda Jagat Bandila Jeho Diya Prema Fanda. All glories to Nityananda Prabhu, the greatest of mendicants, who bound the entire world with a knot of ecstatic love for God. Jaya Jaya Dvaita Ishwara Avatar Krishna Avatari Koila Jagat Nishtar. All glories to Advaita Prabhu, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He induced Krishna to descend and thus delivered the entire world. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Jata Bhaktagan Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jara Pranadan. All glories to all the devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is their life and soul. Emata Gaurachandra Nija Bhakta Sange Nilachale Krida Kore Krishna Prema Tarange. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri performed his various pastimes with his devotees in the waves of love for Krishna. Henakale Ramachandra Puri Gosai Aila Paramananda Puri Re Ara Prabhu Re Milila. Then a sannyasi named Ramachandra Puri Gosai came to see Paramananda Puri and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then a sannyasi named Ramachandra Puri Gosai came to see Paramananda Puri and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Paramananda Puri Koila Charana Bandhan Puri Gosai Koila Tare Drida Lingan. Paramananda Puri offered respects at the feet of Ramachandra Puri, and Ramachandra Puri strongly embraced him. Mahaprabhu Koila Tare Dandavatnati Alingana Kore Teho Koila Krishna Smriti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also offered obeisances unto Ramachandra Puri, who then embraced him and thus remembered Krishna. Tina Jane Ishtagoshte Koila Katakan Jagadananda Panditare Koila Nimantran. The three of them talked about Krishna for some time, and then Jagadananda came and extended an invitation to Ramachandra Puri. Jagannatara Prasad Anila Bikara Lagya Jateshta Bika Korila Teho Nindara Lagya. A large quantity of the remnants of food from Lord Jagannath was brought in for distribution. Ramachandra Puri ate sumptuously, and then he wanted to find faults in Jagadananda Pandit. Bika Kore Kohe Puri Shuna Jagadananda Avasesh Prashada Tumi Koraha Bakana. After finishing the meal, Ramachandra Puri requested, "My dear Jagadananda, please listen. You eat the food that is left." Agraha Koriya Tare Base Kaujaila Apane Agraha Kori Paraveshana Koila. With great eagerness, Ramachandra Puri seated Jagadananda Pandit and personally served him prasadam. Agraha Koriya Puna Puna Kaujaila Achaman Koile Ninda Korite Lagila. Encouraging him again and again, Ramachandra Puri fed him sumptuously. But when Jagadananda had washed his hands and mouth, Ramachandra Puri began criticizing him. Shuni Chaitanya Gan Kore Bahuta Bakan Satya Se Bakya Sakat Dekilun Ekan. I have heard, he said, that the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat more than necessary. Now I have directly seen that this is true. Sanyasire eta kaljana kore dharmanash vairagi hoya eta kai vairagyara nahibash. Feeding a sannyasi too much breaks his regulative principles, for when a sannyasi eats too much, his renunciation is destroyed. Eta swabhavatara agraha koriya piche ninda kore age bahuta kauljaya. The characteristics of Ramachandra Puri was at first he would induce someone to eat more than necessary, and then he would criticize him. Purvejabe Madhavendra Korana Antardan Ramachandra Puri Tabe Aila Tarastan. Formerly, when Madhavendra Puri was at the last stage of his life, Ramachandra Puri came to where he was staying. Puri Gosai Kore Krishna Nama Sankirtan Mathura na Painu Boli Korana Krandan. Madhavendra Puri was chanting the holy name of Krishna, and sometimes he would cry, "Oh my Lord, I did not get shelter at Mathura." Ramachandra Puri tabe upadeshitare Sishyao Guru ke kohe by nahi kore. Then Ramachandra Puri was so foolish that he fearlessly dared to instruct his spiritual master. Tumi Purna Brahmananda Koraha Smaran Brahmavit Hoya Kene Koraha Rodan. If you are in full transcendental bliss, he said, you should now remember only Brahman. Why are you crying? Shuni Madhavendra Mane Kroda Upajila Dura Dura Papista Boli Bhartsana Korila. Hearing this instruction, Madhavendra Puri, greatly angry, rebuked him by saying, "Get out, you sinful rascal." Krishna na painu matura apana duke maron edite aila jwala. O my Lord Krishna, I could not reach you, nor could I reach your abode Mathura. I am dying in my unhappiness, and now this fool has come to give me more pain. More murka na dekabi tui jao jati tati tore deki maile more mora habe asadgati. Don't show your face to me. Go anywhere else you like. If I die seeing your face, I shall not achieve the destination of my life. Krishna na painu mui maron apanaraduke more brahmo upadeshe echara murke. I am dying without achieving the shelter of Krishna, and therefore I am greatly unhappy. Now this condemned foolish rascal has come to instruct me about Brahman. Ajay Sri Madhavendra Sripad Upeka Korila Se Aparade Ihar Vasana Janmila. Ramachandra Puri was thus denounced by Madhavendra Puri. Due to his offense, gradually material desire appeared within him. Shushka Brahma Gyane Nahi Krishnara Sambandha Sarvalok Ninda Kore Nindate Nirbandha. One who is attached to dry speculative knowledge has no relationship with Krishna. His occupation is criticizing Vaishnavas, thus he is situated in criticism. Ishwara Puri Gosai Kore Sripad Sevan Swahaste Korana Mala Mutradi Marjan. Ishwara Puri, the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, performed service to Madhavendra Puri, cleaning up his stool and urine with his own hand. Nirantara Krishnanam Koraya Smaran Krishnanama Krishna-lila Shunaya Anukan. Ishwara Puri was always chanting the holy name and pastimes of Lord Krishna for Madhavendra Puri to hear. In this way, he helped Madhavendra Puri remember the holy name and pastimes of Lord Krishna at the time of death. Tushtahoya Puri Tare Koila Alingan Varadila Krishna Tomar Hauk Premadan. Pleased with Ishwara Puri, Madhavendra Puri embraced him and gave him the benediction that he would be a great devotee and lover of Krishna. Se hoite Ishwara Puri Premara Sagar Ramachandra Puri Hoila Sarva Nindakar. Thus Ishwara Puri became like an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna, whereas Ramachandra Puri became a dry speculator and a critic of everyone else. Mahad Anugraha Nigrahera Saki Duijane Edui Dware Shekaila Jagajane. Ishwara Puri received the blessing of Madhavendra Puri, whereas Ramachandra Puri received a rebuke from him. Therefore, these two persons, Ishwara Puri and Ramachandra Puri, are examples of the objects of a great personality's benediction and punishment. Madhavendra Puri instructed the entire world by presenting these two examples. Jagat Guru Madhavendra Kori Premadan Eshloka Pariteho Koila Antardan. His Divine Grace Madhavendra Puri, the spiritual master of the entire world, thus distributed ecstatic love for Krishna. While passing away from the material world, he chanted the following verse. Ayidina Dayadra Nata He Maturanata Karavalokya Se Hridayam Tvad Aloka Kataram Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomi Aham. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Aishloke Krishna Prema Kore Upadesh Krishnara Virahe Bhaktera Bhava Vishesh. In this verse, Madhavendra Puri teaches how to achieve ecstatic love for Krishna. By feeling separation from Krishna, one becomes spiritually situated. Prativite Ropana Kore Gela Premankur Se Premankurer Brikka Chaitanya Thakur. Madhavendra Puri sowed the seed of ecstatic love for Krishna within this material world and then departed. That seed later became a great tree in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prastave Kohilun Puri Gosaira Nirjan Jai Ihashune Se Bora Bhagavan. I have incidentally described the passing away of Madhavendra Puri. Anyone who hears this must be considered very fortunate. Ramachandra Puri Aiche Rohila Nilachale Virakta Swabhava Kabu Rohe Konstale. Thus Ramachandra Puri stayed at Jagannath Puri As is customary for those in the renounced order, he would sometimes stay someplace and then go away. Ani mantran bikakore nahika nirnoy anjera bikara stitira gloyana nisjoy. There was no certainty of where Ramachandra Puri would take his meal, for he would do so even uninvited. Nevertheless, he was very particular about keeping account of how others were taking their meals. Prabhura nimantrane lage kodi charipan kabun kashishwara govinda kanatinabjan. To invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would cost 320 kodis, small conch shells. This would provide lunch for 3 people, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sometimes Kashishwar and Govinda. Pratyaha Prabhura Bhikka iti uti hoy kehojari muya ane chari pana nirnoy. Every day the Lord would take his meal at a different place, and if someone was prepared to pay for a meal, the price was fixed at only 4 panas. Prabhura stiti riti bhikka shayana prayan Ramachandra Puri kore sarvanu sandan. Ramachandra Puri concerned himself with gathering all sorts of information about how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was situated, including his regulative principles, his lunch, his sleep, and his movements. Prabhura jate kaguna sparshite narila chidra chahe bule kaha chidra na paila. Because Ramachandra Puri was interested only in finding faults, he could not understand the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His only concern was finding faults, but still he could not find any. Sannyasi hoya kore nishtana bakan e boge hoy kaiche indriya varan. At last he found a fault. How can a person in the renounced order eat so many sweetmeats, he said. If one eats sweets, controlling the senses is very difficult. Eninda kore kohe sarva lokastane prabhure deki teho avasya aishe pratidine. In this way, Ramachandra Puri blasphemed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before everyone, but nevertheless he would regularly come to see the Lord every day. Prabhu Guru Bujye Koren Sambranda Saman Teho Chidra Chahe Bule E Tarakam. When they met, the Lord would offer him respectful obeisances, considering him a godbrother of his spiritual master. Ramachandra Puri's business, however, was to search for faults in the Lord. Jataninda Koretaha Prabhu Sabjane Tatape Adara Kore Bora I Sambrame. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that Ramachandra Puri was criticizing him before everyone. But whenever Ramachandra Puri came to see him, the Lord offered him respects with great attention. Ek din pratakale aila praburgar pipilika dekikichu kohena utar. One day Ramachandra Puri came in the morning to the abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Seeing many ants, he said something to criticize the Lord. Ratrav atra aikshavam asit tena bipilika sancharanti aho viraktanam sanyasinam iyam indriya lala seti bruvan utayagataha. Last night there was sugar candy here, he said. Therefore ants are wandering about. Alas, this renounced sannyasi is attached to such sense gratification. After speaking in this way, he got up and left. Prabhu paramparaya ninda koreyachan shri shravan ebe saka shunilena kalpita nindan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had heard rumors about Ramachandra Puri's blasphemy. Now he directly heard his fanciful accusations. Ramachandra Puri could find no faults in the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for he is situated in a transcendental position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ants are generally found everywhere, but when Ramachandra Puri saw ants crawling in the abode of the Lord, he took it for granted that they must have been there because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been eating sweets or sweetmeats. He thus discovered imaginary faults in the Lord and then left. Sahaje pipilika sarvatra bedai tahate tarka utaya dosha lagai. Ants generally crawl about here, there, and everywhere. But Ramachandra Puri, imagining faults, criticized Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by alleging that there had been sweetmeats in his room. Shunitaha prabhura sankochhavaya mane govinde bolaya kichu kohena bachane. After hearing this criticism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doubtful and apprehensive. Therefore he called Govinda and instructed him as follows. Aje hoite bika amar eta niyam pinda bogera ek choti pancha gandhara vyakyan. Aje hoite bika amar eta niyam pinda bogera ek choti pancha gandhara vyanjan. From today on it will be a rule that I shall accept only 1/4 of a pot of Lord Jagannath's prasadam and 5 gandas worth of vegetables. Ihavai adika ara kichuna aniba adika anile ama etana tekiba. If you bring any more than this, you shall not see me here anymore. Sakala Vaishnave Govinda Kohe Ebat Shuni Savar Mate Jaiche Hoila Vajragat. Govinda relayed this message to all the devotees. When they heard it, they felt as if their heads had been struck by thunderbolts. Ramachandra Purike Savai Deya Niraskar E Papista Ashi Prana Loila Sabar. All the devotees condemned Ramachandra Puri, saying, "This sinful man has come here and taken our lives." Say Deen ek vipra koila nimantran ek choti bhata pancha gandhara vyanjan e matra govinda koila ad angikar mataya griha mare vipra kore hahakar. That day a Brahmin extended an invitation to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Govinda accepted only 5 gandas worth of vegetables and 1/4 of a pot of rice, the Brahmin in great despair struck his head with his hand and cried, "Alas, alas." Say bhatta vyanjana prabhu ardeka kaila jay kichu rohila taha Govinda paila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate only half of the rice and vegetables, and whatever remained was taken by Govinda. Ardashan Koran Prabhu Govinda Ardashan Sabhakta Gantabe Srila Bhojan. Thus both Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Govinda ate only half the food they needed. Because of this, all the other devotees gave up eating. Govinda Kashishware Prabhu Koila Agyapan Duhe Anyatra Mage Kora Udara Baran. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Govinda and Kashishwar, You may both take alms elsewhere to fill your bellies. Because he had cut his eating in half, and they also took the remnants of Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu says, you both Govinda and Kashishwar, who are taking Mahaprabhu's remnants, you may take meals elsewhere to fill your bellies. Erupa Mahaduke Dina Katagela Shuni Ramachandra Puri Prabhu Pashaila. In this way, some days passed in great unhappiness. Hearing of all this, Ramachandra Puri went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pranam Kore Prabhu, Koila Charana Bandhan, Prabhu Re Kahaye Kichu, Hashiya Bachan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his obeisances to Ramachandra Puri, worshipping his feet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his obeisances to Ramachandra Puri, worshipping his feet. Then Ramachandra Puri smiled and spoke to the Lord. Sanyasira Dharma Nahe Indriya Tarpan Jai Chaitanya Kore Matra Udara Baran. Ramachandra Puri advised, it is not the business of a sannyasi to gratify his senses. He should fill his belly some way or other. Tomare Kina Deki Shuni Kora Ardashan E Shuska Vairagya Nahi Sanyasira Dharma. I have heard that you have cut your reading in half. Indeed, I see that you are skinny. Such dry renunciation is also not the religion of a sannyasi. That's a terrible person. Jata Jogya Udarabare na Kore Vishaya Bhog Sanyasira Tabe Siddha Hoy Jnana Jog. Of course, I should not say that because the whole lesson of this chapter is that you shouldn't find faults with devotees. And this is the example of Ramachandra Puri. He is looking to find faults in the devotees, and he even finds faults in Mahaprabhu. So to find faults in him and falling into the same bad example that he shows. Jata Jogya Udarabare Nakore Vishaibhog Sanyasira Tabe Siddha Hoy Jnana Joga. A sannyasi eats as much as necessary to maintain his body, but he does not enjoy satisfying his senses materially. Thus a sannyasi becomes perfect in his spiritual advancement and knowledge. So this is Ramachandra Puri instructing Mahaprabhu. Natyas natolpi yogosti nachaikantam anashnata Nachati swapna shilasya jagrato naiva charjuna yuktahara viharasya jukta chestasya karmasu jukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. This is from Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna said, my dear Arjuna, one cannot perform mystic yoga if he eats more than necessary or needlessly fasts, sleeps and dreams too much, or does not sleep enough. One should eat and enjoy his senses as much as necessary. One should properly endeavor to execute his duties, and one should regulate his sleep and wakefulness. Thus one can become freed from material pains by executing mystic yoga. Prabhu ko he agya balaka mui sishya tomar more shikadeho e bhagyamar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then humbly submitted, I am just like an ignorant boy, and I am like your disciple. It is my great fortune that you are instructing me. Eta shuni Ramachandra Puri utigela bhaktagan Arda Shan Kore Puri Gosai Shunila. Hearing this, Ramachandra Puri got up and left. He also heard from various sources that all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were eating half as much as usual. Aradin Bhaktagan Saha Paramananda Puri Prabhu Pashet Nivedila Doinya Vinoi Kori. One day, Paramananda Puri and other devotees approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great humility and submission. Ramachandra Puri hoy ninduka swabhav tarabole anachari kiva habelab. Paramananda Puri said, my god brother Ramachandra Puri is by nature a bad critic. If you give up eating because of his words, what will be the benefit? What will be the profit? Purir svabhava jateshta ahara karanya purir svabhava jateshta ahara karanya yena kai tare kaujaya jatana Korea. It is the nature of Ramachandra Puri that first he lets one eat as much as desired, and if one does not eat more than necessary, with great attention he makes him eat more. Kaujaya punatare koraye nindan eta ana kao tomar kata achedan. In this way he induces one to eat more than necessary, and then he directly criticizes one, saying, "You eat so much. How much money do you have in your treasury?" Sanyasike eta kaujaya koradharmanash ateva janinu tomar kichu nahivash. Also, by inducing sannyasis to eat so much, you spoil their religious principles. Therefore, I can understand that you have no advancement. So then first he would criticize the devotees for eating too much, and then he would also criticize them for feeding him and saying that you fed me too much. So you're trying to break the vows of a sannyasi. Ke kaiche vyavahare keho kaiche kai e anusandana ho koraya sadai. It is Ramachandra Puri's business to inquire always about how others are eating and conducting their daily affairs. Shastre je dui dharma korache barjan se karma nirantara ihara karana. The two kinds of activities rejected in the revealed scriptures constitute his daily affairs. Parasvabhava karmani na prashtamshena garhajet vishvam ekatmakam pashyan prakritya purushena cha. One should see that because of the meeting of material nature and the living entity, the universe is acting uniformly. Thus one should neither praise nor criticize the characteristics or activities of others. Taramadye purvabidi prashamshat shadiya paravidi nindakore balishta janiya. Of the two rules, Ramachandra Puri obeys the first by abandoning praise, but although he knows that the second is more prominent, he neglects it by criticizing others. So the injunctions are not to overly praise somebody and not to criticize someone. And of the two injunctions, the second injunction is more important, not to criticize devotees. But Ramachandra Puri, he observes the first principle because he doesn't praise devotees, but he breaks the more important principle because he always criticizes devotees. Purva parayor madhye para vidir bhadavan. Purva parayor madhye para vidir balavan. Between the former rule and the latter rule, the latter is more important. Jahan guna shata ache tahana kore grahan guna madhye chale kore dosha aropan. From even where there are hundreds of good qualities, a critic does not consider them. Rather, he attempts by some trick to point out a fault in those attributes. Ihara svabhava ihan korite naj jujhai tatapi kohiye kechu marmaduka pai. One should not therefore follow the principles of Ramachandra Puri. Nevertheless, I have to say something against him because he is making our hearts unhappy. Ihara vachanekeni anatyaga kora purvavat nimantranam mana sabara boladara. Why have you given up proper eating due to the criticism of Ramachandra Puri? Please accept invitations as before. This is the request of us all. Prabhu kohe sabe kene purere korarosh sahaja dharma kohe teho tara kibadosh. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, why are all of you angry at Ramachandra Puri? He is expounding the natural principles of sannyas life. Why are you accusing him? Jate hoya jiva lampatya atyanta anjai jatira dharma prana rakite ahara matrakai. For a sannyasi to indulge in satisfying the tongue is a great offense. The duty of a sannyasi is to eat only as much as needed to keep body and soul together. Tabe sabe mili prabhure bahu jatna koila sabara agrahe prabhu ardeka rakila. When they all requested very fervently that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu take a full meal, he still would not do so. Indeed, he responded to their request by accepting half as much as usual. Duipana kodi lage prabhura nimantrane kabu dui jana bhokta kabu tinjane. The cost for the food needed to invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was fixed at 2 panas of kodis, 160 conch shells, and that food would be taken by 2 men and sometimes 3. Abojana vipra jade korana nimantran prasad muya loite lage kodi duipan. When a Brahmin at whose home an invitation could not be accepted invited the Lord, he would pay 2 panas of conch shells to purchase the prasadam. Bhajana vipra jari nimantran kore kichu prasad ane kichu pak kore gare. When a Brahmin at whose home an invitation could be accepted invited him, the Brahmin would purchase part of the prasadam and cook the rest at home. Pandita Gosai Bhagavan Acharyas Sarvabhauma Nimantraner Dine Jari Kore Nimantran Tasabar Ichai Prabhu Korana Bojan Tahan Prabhura Swatantriya Nai Jaichita Raman. Even on a day when Mahaprabhu was invited to dine by others, if Gadadhar Pandit, Bhagavanacharya or Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya invited him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had no independence. He would accept their invitations as they desired. Bhaktagane Shukadite Prabhura Avatar Jahan Jaiche Jogyatahan Korana Yavahar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually descended to give happiness to the devotees. Thus he behaved in whatever way fit the time and circumstances. Kabul Lokikariti Jena Itarajan Kabul Swatantra Koran Ishwara Prakatan. Because of his full independence, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes behaved like a common man and sometimes manifested his godly opulence. Kabul Ramachandra Puri Hoy Britya Prai Kabul Tare Nahimane Deke Trina Prai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes accepted Ramachandra Puri as his master and considered himself a servant, and sometimes the Lord, not caring for him, would see him as being just like a straw. Ishwara Charitra Prabhur Budhira Agochar Jabeje Koranase Sab Manohar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu behaved exactly like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, beyond the restriction of someone's intelligence. He did whatever he liked, but all his activities were very beautiful. Emata Ramachandra Puri Nilachale Din Kata Rohe Gela Tirtha Koribare. Thus Ramachandra Puri stayed for some days at Nilachala, Jagannath Puri. Then he left to visit various holy places of pilgrimage. Te hogele praborgan hoila harashita. Shirera patara jena parila achambita. The devotees considered Ramachandra Puri to be like a great burden on their heads. When he left Jagannath Puri, everyone felt extremely happy, as if a great stone burden had suddenly fallen from their heads to the ground. Swachande nimantrana prabhur kirtana nartan swachande korana sabe prasada bojan. After his departure, everyone was happy once again. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted invitations as usual and led congregational chanting and dancing. Everyone else also accepted prasadam without hindrances. Guru upeka koile aiche falahoy krame ishwara parjanta aparade tekai. If one's spiritual master rejects him, one becomes so fallen that he, like Ramachandra Puri, commits offenses even to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jajape Guru Buje Prabhu Taradosha Na Loila Tarafala Dwara Loke Shika Koraila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not consider the offenses of Ramachandra Puri, for the Lord considered him his spiritual master. However, his character instructed everyone about the result of offending the spiritual master. Chaitanya Charitamrita Jena Amritara Bhar. Chaitanya Charitamrita Jena Amritara Pur Shunite Shravane Mane Lagaye Madhur. The character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is full of nectar. Hearing about it is pleasing to the ear and mind. Chaitanya Charitra Liki Shuna Ekmane Anayase Pabe Prema Sri Krishna Charane. I write about the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. O readers, please hear with attention, for thus you will easily receive ecstatic love for the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, 8th chapter, describing how the Lord reduced his eating in fear of the criticism of Ramachandra Puri. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama. Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasha Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunath. Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Jaoite Vignana Shabishta Puran. Jaite Vignanasha Vishta Puran Echai Gosai Jar Mui Taradas Echai Gosai Jar Mui Taradas Tasavara Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Tasavara Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame Janame More Abilas Janame Janame More Abilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilavas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilavas Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyash Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyash Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhara Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neriya Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmamacharya Maharaj Ki Jai Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Vishvavarenya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Kushama Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Namadeep Dham Ki Jai, Shri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai, Shri Namadeep Dham Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan, Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jivu Ki Jai, Shri Purushottam Ki Jai, Paladev Subhadra Jagannath Jivu Ki Jai, Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya, Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai, Bhakta Prabhara, Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.